Well, and to the notion of whether the country has changed, this rodeo clown, the one who riled up the crowd, this blackface rodeo clown, that's what he is, at a Missouri state fair last weekend while wearing a President Obama mask, has been condemned by nearly every state official and banned from the Missouri State Fair for life. But what is outrageous and offensive in Missouri and most of the rest of the country apparently is not in the state of Texas. Yesterday, Texas Congressman Steve Stockman invited the blackface rodeo clown to perform in his home state. Quote, liberals, pay attention to this, Janelle, liberals want to Bronco bus dissent, Stockman said. But Texans value speech, even if it's speech they don't agree with. As far as I know, no one's calling for the rodeo clown to go to jail. But no one is inviting someone who is decidedly, I mean, this is a decidedly, like, racially loaded move to wear a mask of the president and invite yourself to be run over by a bull, right?
First of all, I am a Texan, and it is true that we appreciate free speech in Texas. However, we also appreciate our rodeos. And I have been to a fair number of rodeos, and never in my life have I seen a racialized clown act.
A minstrel show.
Yeah, an actual minstrel show that involves bulls and barrels and broncos. I mean, it's unbelievable. It is, in fact, just one of many ways that this president has suffered sort of almost unprecedented levels of disrespect, both for himself as a person, but also for the office itself. Right. And certainly, as Jonathan said earlier, voter suppression laws are just yet another form of disrespect in that they are subtle ways to imply that there's no way that this man could be in office without something untoward going on.
And I would say on the front of the blackface rodeo clown, it's like the Westboro Baptist Church, right? People accept that they are a hateful group, but they exist because we have freedom of speech in this country. But nobody is inviting the Westboro Baptist Church over for a barbecue because they are a really bad group of people. Insofar as you should also not celebrate a man who is, if anything, setting aside the racism, completely disrespecting the office of the President of the United States.
And Congressman Stockman is, I was going to say complicit, not complicit. I mean, he's part of the problem. Yeah. And by us having this discussion, remember when we talked about Governor Jan wag your finger at the President Brewer, and I talked about, you know, the racial connotations of that. The Twitter messages and emails that I got from people calling me a racist for pointing out that what she did had racial connotations. This conversation is going to spark that again, because for us to say that this is disrespectful to the president, to President Obama, and disrespectful to the office is true. And it has racial implications. And for those people who don't want to see that and don't accept that, well, they are completely part of the problem. And
I also want to say, because people will say, oh, George Bush was called every bad name in the book. It is not the same legacy of minstrelstry. It is not the same legacy that you are dealing with when you put pictures of the president dressed as an African witch doctor out there, when you have people holding signs that say Kenyan Muslim go home,
the watermelon patch card,
when you have people calling him a 47% Negro, bundled together. This is much bigger than one rodeo clown in a mask.